Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 7025 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit for better or for worse. No limit to the limit for richer or poor. No limit to the limit in sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
Still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell. Rob and Vicky Bell. Hot 702.5.
We out. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
Good morning, and welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells. This Saturday morning, December 6, 2025, already here at Hot 702.5 Risky Radio. 1 2 mic check. 1 2 mic check. Do I sound good over there? Am my volume good? Not too loud. Don't sound like I'm fussing. Do I sound good? Welcome. Good morning, Lady Bell. Good morning, listening audience. Welcome to Hot 72.5 here in Las Vegas, coming to you live from Las Vegas. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lady Bell, I don't know what I want to do first. I want to stay focused. I want to do a recall and review. I want to do meanwhile and meantime. I want to do what don't happen this week. What distraction do we have this week? Boy, all these distractions going around. We must stay focused. If one thing that always sticks in my mind, one thing that always sticks in my head, Lady Bell, if nothing else, you will always tell me, you always say, stay focused. Don't get distracted, Rob. I'm going to try to stay as focused as possible, as much as I can this morning, Lady Bell. I need for y'all to get focused. It's December 6th. We're going into 2026. We on that bullet train going into 2026 already. Will you be ready? Are you getting ready? You cannot afford, we've been saying this all year. You cannot afford to be distracted. So much is going on week after week, day after day. The distractions, the nonsense, the craziness coming from the highest office in the building, in the land, in the world. And we cannot afford to get distracted. And you know, I always have to do a recall and review, Lady Bell. Why? Because we forget so easily. We forget so quickly. You know how it is. You know, you go to church on a Sunday morning and you jump and you shout and you dance and you run around, and then you get home and tell somebody, oh, you missed church today. What did I miss? I don't know. I don't remember, but it was good. What scripture what book of the Bible did he come from? I don't know. Somewhere in Genesis, somewhere in Mark, I don't know, but it was good. What did he talk about? I don't know, but it was good. You cannot afford to have a short memory. Who was that lady who said, Lady Bell? We was looking at that show. I'm my mother's daughter, or I'm my mother's something. You remember that show? In My Mother's Garden. In My Mother's Garden. It was just talking about relationship between mothers and daughters, and talking about, you know, being black and all that. And the one lady said, we as black people, we cannot afford, and we're going to be talking about that too. You cannot afford to have a short memory. You cannot afford to keep getting a 5-hour energy shot. You cannot afford to just keep getting a boost. You cannot afford to just keep getting a jump start. You cannot afford to just having a pep rally. You cannot afford that. You need more than a 5 energy drink. You need more than a Sunday morning service. You need more than an affirmation. We as black folks cannot afford to have a short memory. That's why I do recall and review, because we forget so doggone quickly. And I want to jump back to help. Help. We need help. I need help. You need help. We all need help. And in these last couple of weeks of 2025, people are going, recall and review. People are going to need people. Men are going to need men. Women are going to need women. Couples are going to need couples. People are going to need people. The pandemic jacked us up. We don't know how to people no more. We don't know how to people no more. People are going to need people. You're going to have to be able to ask for help. You're going to have to be able to have for help. And I got to go back over these definitions of help. I got to go over these definitions of help. Y'all know this live radio, so you know I'm going to take my time. My volume good? Is my volume good? Am I controlling my volume a little better? You know, Miss Sylvia all in my head about my volume, so I'm trying to bring my volume down just for you, Miss Sylvia. The help to give assistance or support to someone. To give assistance or support to someone. Let's move the word give and get. To get assistance or support from someone. Do you need some help? Can you get some help? Do you need some help? Recall and review. I can't. 25 years of going to the church, turning to my neighbor, saying I'm blessed, turning to my neighbor, saying I'm highly favored, turning to my neighbor, saying I'm the head and not the tail, and going home mad, going home sad, going home frustrated. You know how many couples will argue all the way to church, get to the parking lot and jump out and say, praise the Lord? You know how many couples will argue all Sunday morning? How many people will argue all weekend? How many couples will argue all week? But we will put on our Sunday morning mask and won't ask for help. Time out. It's time out. It's time to take the mask off. Ain't you tired of putting on the mask? Ain't you tired of turning to your neighbor and saying, I'm blessed? And you feel like crap? I told y'all seen the flag I had last week. I ran around the church with the flag saying, help us. Hey, my kids looked at me like I was crazy. Oh my God, look at daddy embarrassing us. I don't care. I need some help. We needed help. I didn't care. You remember that movie, Carrie? And she was going to the prom and her mama said, they're all going to laugh at you. Let them laugh. Ain't it a joke or something now, a song that say, who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Who's smiling now? Who's reaping the benefits of those tears? Who's reaping the benefits of crying out for help? Help. To give assistance or to get assistance, to give support or to get support from someone else. Just can't go to church and say, wait on Jesus. We've been waiting on Jesus. He might not come when you want him, but he's right on time. No, he's late. Y'all scared to say he's late. He's been late. We've been waiting on Jesus. How much longer do we have to wait? How much longer are you going to wait? I ain't waiting no more. I've been done waiting. Y'all can keep on waiting if you want to. You got to get up. Hey, some things you got to do for yourself. Hey, they said, if any man be in Christ, no, that ain't the scripture I want to use. Man, it just popped in and popped out. Oh, man, how did it pop out my head that quick? I'm fine, Lady Bell. This is live radio. I'm taking my time. I'm keeping my volume down for Miss Sylvia because I don't want her to think I'm fussing and yelling at her. Man, what was that scripture I wanted to, it'll come back to me. But don't be afraid. And I had another definition for help. To provide someone, to provide, let's change that word provide, to get to provide someone with something that is useful or necessary in achieving a good end. That's another definition of help. To provide someone with something. I need a more than it'll be all right. I need a more than it'll be all over in the morning. I need more than this too shall pass you by. How long have we heard that? This time heals everything. Time heals everything. So that's it. This too shall pass you by. I know in 2 months or 3 months, the pain may be over. But today I need more than this too shall pass me by. We got to stop falling for those spiritual cares. We see too many, we see too many marriages falling apart. We see too many families falling apart. We see too many, we were just looking at something. Maybe I was looking at it. It was talking about the suicide rate in how high the suicide rate has been this year. How high even now, even with everything that's going on. They're talking about how even the where was I at? We're not talking about the suicide rate. Oh, the suicide rate is up in the domestic violence is up. They said the cost for domestic violence is higher now than it was during the pandemic. So a lot of people are under stress. So we all need help. We all need help. Recall and review. Then I'm going to jump into. What else? I want this. Why we can't keep falling for those carrots. We cannot keep falling for those carrots. Oh, somebody asked me this week, Rob, why do you keep saying food is low fruit? Food is low fruit. Everybody ain't. You're back in the pandemic. They said, we during the pandemic. Oh, we're all in the same boat. No, we're not. I understand we're not all in the same boat. Some people got little rowboats. Some people got tugboats. Some people got big old yachts. No, I understand we're not in the same boat. But as far as here in the United States, I say food is low fruit because you gotta get outside this country to see how people really ain't got no food. Las Vegas got over 300 food banks. Just the Las Vegas got 300 food banks. Food is low fruit. You can go somewhere and get some fruit. So we gotta even though we got the SNAP program and all of that, but I'm a firm believer in the church is a storehouse. The church is a storehouse. They was talking, who was that? It was some millionaires talking about Cam Newton. Man, who was he talking to? I can't remember who Cam Newton was talking to, but he was talking about flying private jets and the cost of flying private jets. And he said, quit believing this nonsense that all these dudes are here flying private jets. The cost of flying private jets. Don't believe the hype. And I say, why the church should be a store. So if this dude, Cam Newton, who I'm pretty sure he made over $150 million. But according to Odell Beckham, $100 million ain't enough. Odell Beckham made over $100 million. He said it ain't enough. And we telling people, your house is going to be generational wealth. Oh, buy a house, it'll be generational wealth. And Odell Beckham just said $100 million ain't enough. Y'all, we got to quit listening to these millionaires because they're talking crazy. We're listening on a day-to-day, we're listening to mostly millionaires talking about the struggles of life. Your average podcast, we're tuning in to millionaires talking about the struggles of life. You listen to the major podcasts, they got all the high numbers. We're listening to millionaires. They don't remember the struggle anymore. But they're talking to us because they know what it is to be black, but they don't understand the struggle no more. When a man say $100 million ain't enough, after taxes ain't enough. So even after taxes, it's a show, label. You know, I used to love that show, The Super Rich. And to be considered super rich, listen, y'all, to be considered super rich, all you needed was $20 million to be considered super rich. So now if you got $100 million contract, if you don't have made $100 million, and even if Uncle Sam and taxes and foolishness, even in your foolishness, you spent the much money, you should still have 20 million left. You know, I threw in taxes and doing this and all that and foolishness. Remember that one year I made all that money and I'm like, Vicky, where did it go? And you showed me all that foolish money I spent. So you can, and I ain't talking about nowhere near, I ain't talking about nowhere near million. I'm just talking about just, you know, everybody's a millionaire and what you a millionaire, you a baller in your bracket. You know, whatever your bracket is, you got $1,000 $100 $1,000 $10,000 $100,000. Everybody can be a baller in a bracket. You know, so the point I was making about, so they're talking about private jets and all of that, and we're talking about the church should be a storehouse. And if your bishop, your apostle, or your pastor is flying around in a jet, much less own one, and y'all ain't got a storehouse, the average jet costs about $35 to $40 million. We're not even talking about maintaining it. What did he say? Please let me. Call in at 702-551-5261. You know I can't say. 702-551-5261. Yeah, so if your pastor is jet setting, I think they said the average, like I say, spend his money foolishly. I think it was Vicky's 55th birthday. I was like, girl, we don't, on the bucket list, we're gonna do a PJ, a private jet. 2,500. Then that was, so you talking about 8 years ago. 25. I'm sorry, labor. You know, don't worry about it, girl. You don't look that up. We talking about and 8 years ago to rent a private jet was $2,500 an hour. Hold on, I'm sorry. That was just for the fuel. It was $2,500 an hour for the fuel. Then I think was another, I don't know, I'm going to just say 500. I don't remember exactly. I know it was $2,500 they said for the fuel. Another $500 for your stewardess. Well, I'm sorry. The fuel included the pilots and the fuel. And then I think it was another $500 an hour for your stewardess. Was it 2 stewardess? I don't, whatever. But basically, you're talking about $3,000 an hour. And so where I wanted to go was going to be 6 hours there and 6 hours back. I was like, thank you. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that experience. That's gonna be on the bucket list. Maybe I got a plan though, girl. I can imagine. I don't know what it costs now, but even Cam Newton said, he was like, y'all know the money I made. I'm not private jetting. We ain't doing that. He said he's not private jetting. He said if y'all see me get off a private jet, I don't hop on with somebody else. He said, if I'm down here in Atlanta and somebody going to LA and I was like, yo, can I jump on? Now, you talking about a dude that made over $150 million playing football and he won't buy or rent a private jet? And I say food is low fruit because if your pastor's just sitting around and y'all ain't got a storehouse, that's why I say food is low fruit. You can get food from anybody here in the United States. That, like I say, if you that hungry, if you walk up to somebody, they're gonna buy you some food. Ain't no way somebody gonna say, can you get me you walking into a restaurant, can you get me a sandwich? Can you buy me a meal? Can you do this? Somebody's going to do that. So that's why I say food is low fruit. Food was low fruit. Jesus fed the people and sent them home. And they said he picked up, they still had a whole lot left. And they didn't say they took none with them. They had a whole lot left. So we talked about help. It was something else I wanted to do a recall of you before we get into this. Meanwhile. Okay, so asking for help, give or receive. I'm talking about real help. Not know it's going to be all right. Not know you blessed and highly favored. Not know it'll be all over in the morning. Not none of that. Not some real help. What is real help? Real help is, you see, the thing is, we've been so conditioned. We've been so trained. We've been so conformed. And this is how conformed we are. I show Lady Bell every time we go to the airport, I point this out to Lady Bell. When you going from terminal 1 to 3, or gate D, the D gates is over in terminal 3. So if you got to catch the train from terminal 1 over to terminal D, whenever you go to the train, everybody gathers at the first 1 or 2 doors. Everybody trying to gather because they don't want to walk down. They don't want to walk down another 10 feet. They don't want to walk down another 20 feet. And everybody is piled up at these first 2 doors because we're sheep. We're just so used to following everybody. And then when you take the train over to the D gates, when you get off the train and you're walking just like cattle, you got the escalators right there on your right-hand side. But another 20, 30 feet across, you got nobody on these escalators, and you got 100, 150 people trying to go up here, waiting, corralling, one at a time to go up the escalators instead of walking another 30 feet. And every time me and Lady Bell go over there, I say, look, we going up the escalator, just me and her and 2 or 3 more people, and we look right across the way, and here is everybody all bunched up on it because we're so used to just following each other. We just so conformed. We just so conditioned. And when I say we, mainly us that look like us, we've been so conditioned. We've been so colonized. The truth could be right before us, and we still don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that mess. What is you talking about? Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. We good now. I got an education. I got a PhD. I got plenty of time. I got a PhD. I live in the suburbs now. I got 2 cars in my driveway. I got money in the bank. My kids go to private school. We good now. And don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that stuff you talking. We so conditioned. We think we don't arrive. Ooh, boy. Hey, y'all don't know how far back we don't went these last 8 or 9 months. And I know. Okay, now we're getting ready to go. We're talking about distraction. We're going to talk about meanwhile. I got to read these definitions. What I do with them? Did I give them to you, Lady Bell? Meanwhile. Oh, here you go. Meanwhile. Before I get into meanwhile, we need some. Meanwhile, at the same time as something else is happening, or during the time before an event occurs. At the same time. Meantime, during the time before something else happened. Meanwhile, we've been talking about distraction. We've been so distracted this week. And if y'all remember, I've been saying this for the last couple of years. Ever since they attacked Bill Cosby, ever since they attacked R. Kelly, anytime around October, November, December, they find one of us to target. Last year they did the Surviving R. Kelly. They did that 2 Decembers in a row. I guess they couldn't find nobody in 24, so they decided to run Surviving R. Kelly again. They did it in November, December of 23. They did it again in November, December of 24. Now this year, P. Diddy been the target all year. And I know I hear people say, well, they did this and they did that and they did that. I understand. But and especially us, maybe because it's our culture, we'll say, you hear people say it all the time, don't get Bill Cosby, don't get R. Kelly, don't get Diddy, no Diddy, but we don't say, don't get Epstein, don't get Weinstein, don't get trumped. We don't say that. We can be so hard on us. We can be so hard on us. And we've been I told you, I've been saying it all year. Every week since that dude got in office, distraction after distraction after distraction. Meanwhile, all week long, 50 and Diddy. Did you see the what was the name of the documentary? Whatever, y'all know the name of the documentary, but Netflix came out with their documentary this week. Tubi been running a documentary on Puffy, P. Daddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call them. But here we are going into 2024, going into 2026, distracted about 50 Cent and Diddy. Here we are again. Here we go there. We're talking about millionaires, y'all. We talking about millionaires. And this ain't nothing new. They been doing this. Meanwhile, while we talking about 50 and Diddy, Trump, I'll throw something light out first. I think yesterday or Thursday, he stripped of no free park pass no more on MLK Day, or what other day was it? Or Juneteenth. No more free park admissions, no more. When we talking about park admissions, we talking about parks, we talking about the museums and all of that. So if you was one to go to DC, the DC area during Martin Luther King weekend or Juneteenth weekend, no more free admission. But now he's giving free admission to things on his birthday. Meanwhile, did you see what 50 said about Diddy? Meanwhile, the Supreme Court upheld Trump that Texas can go with their new jerry rigging. In the meantime, Texas has the Supreme Court okayed the gerrymandering, whatever you call it, of Texas. But remember, California just passed their bill too, so they can reconstruct their, what you call them. They can redesign their electoral map. I think even though now since Texas did, I heard this morning somebody else, so that's going to cancel. I think Texas is going to gain 5 Republicans, but I think somebody else before California, they already got their map set up to do theirs. This is coming from the Supreme Court. They're giving this guy, they're just rolling out the red carpet for him. Meanwhile, Candy is divorcing Todd. The Atlanta housewife, meanwhile, the Atlanta housewife is divorcing the Atlanta house husband. In the meantime, Ohio Senator, Congressman, whatever it is, he just put in, he's just jumping on the Trump bandwagon. He put in that we should pass a law where there's no dual citizenship. Either you're gonna, what you call it when you disclaim your other citizenship. You're either gonna be a U.S. citizen and that's it. No more dual citizenship. No more dual citizenship. Meanwhile, how's that Target boycott working out? How is that working out? Meantime, I think that was another thing the Supreme Court upheld about the they're going. I don't know. They didn't upheld it, but I think they're going to bring it before the Supreme Court. Before the end of the year, I think I heard that yesterday. They're going to bring the dual citizen up. Before the Supreme Court is going to take it up and listen to, okay, should we eliminate this dual citizenship? The Supreme Court is taking it up. Meantime, how is that Target boycott working for you? Even if it's affecting Target, how is it helping you? See, remember the definition of help is something that's going to do something good for you. How was the boycotting Target helped you? Meanwhile, we talk. Meanwhile, affordability. Trump talking about affordability and this, and ain't nobody worried about affordability. Remember, I told y'all there's two things. Just because you can buy something, don't mean you can afford it. Just because you can buy it, can you afford it? He talked about affordability. Man, I wrote down the definition, and I can't even read my own definition. Can you pull it up for me, Lady Bell? Affordability. Y'all, I appreciate Lady Bell being in the building with me. You know, she'll be joining back shortly. She'll be joining back, probably after the new year. She's taking her time. The ability to be afforded. Inexpensiveness. The cost or price of something. The cost or price of something. So just because you can buy it, now can I afford it? Yeah, I can buy this house. But now can you afford it? You buy the house. You just thinking about the payments. But now you got to maintain the house, the upkeep of the yard, the upkeep of the house, the upkeep of everything that's in the house. Yeah, you can buy it, but can you afford it? Now, affordability, when we talk about affordability, we're just talking about everyday living. Yeah, you can go to the grocery store and buy grocery store, but it's becoming unaffordable. Did I say that right, Lady Bell? It's becoming unaffordable to go to the grocery store. Families spending $1,200 to $1,500 a month just for grocery. Just for grocery. Okay. And meanwhile, we talked about the affordability. We talking about meanwhile, we getting so distracted. We getting so distracted with nonsense. We getting so distracted to listening to, I'm retired, so I got a lot of free time on my hand. I look at a lot of TikTok. I look at a lot of social media. I look at a lot of news. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Newsmax, C-SPAN. I look at all those. While I'm looking at TikTok, meanwhile, I'm looking at Fox News. While I'm looking at Facebook, meantime, I'm looking at CNN. So, but we just can't afford to keep getting distracted by so much stuff. We're getting distracted, and like I said, we're listening to millionaires talk about stuff. We listen to millionaires talking about regular stuff on a daily basis, giving their opinion. And to be honest, they have become so detached. Now, one thing I like to say, I didn't look at the Surviving R. Kelly. I didn't look at the Bill Cosby documentary. I didn't look at the P. Diddy documentary. I forgot which right there. I forgot which way I was going with that. It was something you said you wanted me to mention, Lady Bell. You forgot what you told me to mention about people talking. You forgot right before we left home. It's a lot. So no, you can just throw it to me. You can remember what it was. Oh, okay. Okay, right. Oh, yeah, we were just talking about everybody. They got these platforms and they're talking. And what we need now is the leadership. Where is the black leadership standing up? The black church leadership talking about what's going on in this current administration. We don't need you on your podcast talking about, Jesus is this and Jesus is moving. What about this administration, the black leadership? They say the man with the mic has the power. The man with the platform has the power. Well, you have the platform. You have the power. Like I tell you, it's not that those you say, well, so-and-so supporting Trump. So-and-so said this about Trump. So-and-so said that about Trump. You want to hear the one that's supporting Trump, the black one that's supporting Trump. You want to hear that they say they supported Trump. It's the ones that's not saying anything. It's the ones that's not saying anything. It's the ones. Oh, okay. The bill that ended the long October-November 25 shutdown only funded most of the federal government through. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Y'all know, like I said, Lady Bill, remind me, like the shutdown is, they opened the government back up, but that's only until January 30th. The day is December 6th. Huh? Okay. Here it says federal government through January 30th. So maybe it ends on the 31st. So till January 30th, 31st, the bill ends. So we only talking about another 40-something days. And remember 2 weeks ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, everybody was an uproar that. Remember, thank you, Lady Bell. Remember a few weeks ago, everybody was talking about how people wasn't getting SNAP and people wasn't getting paid and this and that. And you see how quiet that is now. Churches was running. We need help. And everybody's having all these big food banks. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, we got probably about a 25-minute drive from our house here to the station here at Hot 72.5 Risky Radio live in Las Vegas. We got about a 25-minute ride from home to the radio station. And then 2 weeks ago, we're right by churches. You see food banks. Right by this establishment, you see people distributing food. We ain't seen that in the last 2 weeks. Food is low fruit. Food is low-hanging fruit. You telling me people was only hungry for 2 weeks? People was only hungry for 2 weeks. People only needed food for 2 weeks. You know, like I said, while we was distracted about all that, many federal worker furloughed sent home without pay, and others working without pay until funding was restored. They legally guaranteed back pay once they build a sign. We got some friends that they got back pay, but they ain't got their full back pay. Well, I know when I talked to them last week, the couple of people we're talking to, Vic, I know they said they didn't get their full back pay. Do you know if you talked to them, they got their full back pay yet? But we had a couple of friends that work for the government. They got paid, but they didn't get their, I think they was out of work for 6 weeks. They got some back pay, but they didn't get their full back pay. But we being so distracted, and there's so much is going on, and it's. Let me throw something else in here. How reckless this administration is. Talking about peace, 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 and you know, and I told y'all what the Bible say when men cry peace. Oh, I stopped this war, and I stopped this war, and I stopped that war, and we got peace over here, and we got peace in the Middle East. Your Bible say, for my Bible believers and my Bible readers, if you believe it, the Bible says when men cry peace, then comes sudden destruction. He got his, I don't know what type of position he appointed his son-in-law, but his son-in-law is over there negotiating with Russia and Ukraine. The Secretary of State, what's his name? He called him Little Rudy. Hey, I'm gonna tell one thing out there I like. I do like Trump. Trump gets some good nicknames. I know it's childish, but Little Rudy. He was Little Rudy what? But Little Rudy is over there, and he's sitting there quietly, and son-in-law is negotiating. His son-in-law is negotiating. I don't know what kind of, I don't even know if he got an official office in the cabinet. Meanwhile, Detroit beat the Cowboys. Meanwhile, that wasn't a good call. Review, the Cowboys got cheated. Meanwhile, you got December 6th, 2025. We down to like, how many more days we got left this month? 20, we got, I don't know, let's just say, man, it's 31 days this month. We got about 25 days left this month. Husband, father, man of the house. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, man of the house? You can no longer keep waiting on Sunday. You can no longer keep waiting on your wife, your family. Cannot keep waiting on Sunday to get a word. You must have a word for your family. I can throw that in now, Vicky, what we're talking about. You remember in some, what was that, Deuteronomy you was reading to me this morning? Deuteronomy, where they put the blood over the doorpost and all that. Exodus, they put the blood over the doorpost, and when the death angel come, if you had blood over the house, you'll be saved. Know where they were at? They was at home. They were at home where 2 or 3 are gathered together. You ain't gotta run to the Ephesus. You ain't gotta wait till Sunday. Because when the rubber hits the road, I got to say this. Man, I want to play something. But that dude, he been running around the country all week. He been on Good Morning America. He been on Oprah. He been on Bill Myers' show. He been on all of them talking about, man, I can't recall the book now, about just the state of man. And I don't know a lot of numbers he's giving. And I know I'm pretty sure he did most of his study with white men. But if those are the statistics for white men, what are the statistics for us? What are the statistics for us? I think 40% of young men between 18 and 40 are living at home. I think wasn't it something what we heard them say, Vicky, 50% of men between the age of 25 and 40 have never ever approached a woman and asked her for a date. It all been online or DMs. And I saw one. I think he was on one of the little clips I saw he was on, and they had, I think, on the Oprah show. They had one clip where the guy in the audience says, Scott Galloway on the guy who wrote the book is Scott Galloway. Can you get the name of that book for me, Vicky? I said I'm going to read that book on vacation. But Scott Galloway wrote the book he's writing about on men. And one of the guys in the audience said, what did he say? He said he had got so hurt, with his first relationship. He had got so hurt. He just said, "I'm done. I'm going to concentrate on my career. I'm going to concentrate on this. I'm going to concentrate on this. I don't want to be hurt no more." And one thing I love that this Scott Galloway said, he said, men, and I agree with 100%, men need women more than women need men. Only difference I'm going to add to that is men need women more. But women need men too. I don't care how many degrees you got. I don't care how many zeros behind on your paycheck. I don't care about none of that. I don't care how cute you is. I don't care how many girlfriends you got. I don't care how many people work up under you. I don't care how many glass ceilings you don't broke. Men need women more, but women need men too. It's not good for man to be alone. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Oh, the name of the book is just called Being a Man. Being a Man. And he's giving some good info, but so if he's saying anything, and like I said, I believe most of his statistics is coming from how you see these statistics on TV and like, well, who did they survey? You see these polls. Who did they survey? I ain't never been called one time about any, that I can remember about a poll, or I done been on something. I done clicked on a poll. But when you see a lot of these national polls, I don't know if people's calling in or texting in, but the man is giving out a lot of, and I've been saying it for years. The country, the state of the country. The state of America is we've been gradually the tearing away of man, the picking away of man. And I can't say this. I know Scott Galloway can't say this in his book. The black church is one of the biggest ringleaders of tearing down the black man. They'll raise up. For years, we don't went to church. You hear, just all you need is Jesus. All you need is Jesus and the pastor, and you'll be all right. You don't need no. Just come lay on the altar. Yeah, you need Jesus, the God, and I'm your spiritual daddy. Oh my God, I wish Vicky would call some Negro her spiritual daddy. You let your wife call that dude your spiritual daddy, and she won't call you daddy? That is crazy. I always thought that was crazy. That's my spiritual daughters. I always thought that was crazy. Being a man, if you go to church, I say black church is the main monster. How many, other than the pastor, when you go to a church and he ain't got no strong men around him, your pastor ain't got no strong men around him. He preach every Sunday. He won't let nobody else preach. He won't let nobody else be a man. He won't let nobody else be a man of God. He won't let nobody else bring a word. The black church, I'm running out of time. The black church is one of the biggest enemies when it comes to black men in black marriages. You don't need, Jesus is your husband. That's a damn lie, straight from the pit of hell. And you can, and I talked, and people tell, and my people in Cleveland, oh, you ain't been to my church in Cleveland, and I won't come to your church in Cleveland, and your pastor don't want me in your church in Cleveland. Your pastor know me. Team Bell. You know who I am. 1 + 1 will always be 1. 2 is bigger, but it's always 1. 1 1,000, but 2. Team Bell. 10,000. We out.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert on Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio.